what we're here to talk about today, deer resistance. So the number one question in the garden center is, what can I buy that the deer won't eat? Well, there's a list. It's not a huge list, because a hungry deer will pretty much eat anything if it's forced to. Hydrangeas, I had a very nice lady ask me about hydrangeas earlier this morning. Unfortunately, that's one of the number one plants that the deer want to eat. I always say it's like the iceberg lettuce to the salad. So they will eat those without fail. So our deer-proof line, we have two lines. We have deer-proof and we have deer-resistant. So the deer-proof shrubs are tested by Rutgers University for us, and they have the highest rating, which is rarely or seldom damaged by deer. The number one shrub that is pretty much completely deer-proof is a boxwood. Okay, they do not like boxwood. I have some boxwood in my car right now. When we drove down, my husband said, "What is that god-awful smell?" I said, "Honey, it's the boxwood. There's nothing dying in this car. It's the boxwood in the back." So, but deer really do not like them. They say it's because of how they smell. Why won't a deer eat a certain plant? So what they found is that some things just don't taste good. Pure and simple. The little gourmet deer running around just don't want to eat it because it doesn't taste well. It doesn't taste good. Some plants have toxins in them that are bitter. Like I always think, like kale. Like, how do people eat kale? Does anyone here eat kale? You are very strong people, because I could never eat kale. It's a texture and a taste thing for me, so that's not in my diet. Texture is also huge with deer. They don't like anything really thick or leathery or fuzzy. That will definitely keep the deer away. Barberry or berberis, that's a good example of a plant that they don't like. But hungry deer really aren't bothered by the thorns. I thought thorns would be a big deal, but apparently that doesn't really bother them. So these are the different genera that we have found are deer-proof, and don't feel you have to write these down, because in the back there's a whole book on deer-proof shrubs that shows this information. It also shows the plants that Proven Winners has in their line that are in this brochure. So a couple examples: Abelia, of course I mentioned boxwood, the barberry, calcarpa, Caryopteris, which is one of my favorite. I know that Trevor has Caryopteris here. Cotoneaster, Cytisus, you would know that as Scotch broom. Does that sound familiar to people? Of course, forsythia, everyone knows the forsythia are starting to bloom. It's getting to be that time. Some juniper can be deer-proof, which is kind of surprising because they'll eat any arborvitae out there, but there are some junipers they don't like. Colquitzia, that's a very large shrub that has beautiful blooms. Leucophyllum, I don't really know what all these are. I would have to look at my deer-proof brochure, so this is just a sample. Pieris is a lily of the valley shrub. Of course, potentilla, everyone probably knows what a potentilla is. That's very deer-proof. They think that one is the flavor. It's very, if you smell it even, it has kind of a bitter smell. Sarcococa, I bet no one's heard of a sarcococa. We have one in our line called Sweet and Low. The sarcococa has a little bit of boxwood blood in it, but it's completely deer resistant. It is an evergreen, and it has beautiful jasmine scented flowers in the spring. So sarcococa is a real different one that answers a lot of questions in the landscape. It also can take full shade. So look at the sarcococa in the deer-proof brochure. Symphoricarpus, that's a really beautiful shrub with berries on it, beautiful pink berries or white berries in the fall. Viburnum, something like Japanese, or pardon me, Korean spice bush, that's a common name for that. And then Vitex, which is, that's a kind of it kind of looks like a little Chewbacca, only it's green. So, and it does have little purple flowers on it. So, and not all plants in a certain genera will be deer proof. So there's some that are like, not all viburnum are deer proof. So that's why you want to make sure to do your homework, take a look at the plant, read the tag, go online, investigate it, etc. One of the most popular varieties of the deer proof are going to be the barberry. Of course, some people don't like these because they're pricky. They can also be invasive, so you have to check with your state if they're even allowed in your state. But they bring a lot to the landscape. Let's see here. Walk in front. So the orange pillar and the gold pillar on my right, those are very popular. They provide a huge punch of color in the landscape. I know that Trevor has them here on site. Sunjoy Neo is a small little bush with bright orange. It just brightens up the landscape so nicely. Fast Neo, it's a fast growing little guy. And then actually the Sunjoy Toto, which looks more like your traditional barberry with the burgundy plum colored leaves. That one is actually sterile. That's in our in-check program. Our in-check program highlights plants that can be invasive, but we've bred the reproduction out of them, so they aren't as invasive as their counterparts. So barberry is a good way to get color, deer proofness, and some happy little shrubs in your landscape. This is the Caryopteris I was talking about. The reason why I like Caryopteris is because it blooms in the fall. So you're going to have a very nice leafy shrub for most of the summer. And then late August, early September, you're going to just get a ton of flowers. Now, all of these bees are because this plant is a huge pollinator. The pollinators absolutely love this plant, and they will be covered. So if you're someone who doesn't like bees or you don't want them around you, this may not be the plant for you because it does attract a lot of moths hang out, butterflies. It's just a super easy to grow shrub. It can tolerate some drought. And then you just have this spectacular fall show of colors. I like the Beyond Midnight. I love the contrast with those purpley flowers and that green foliage. Sunshine Blue 2 is more of a limey green, not as much flowers. But I guarantee the bees will find it. Of course, Forsythia, don't you know spring is here when you're driving down the country road and you see those beautiful yellow bushes, or those beautiful bushes covered with yellow flowers. I absolutely love Forsythia. It doesn't last long enough in my opinion though. The blooms go pretty quickly. But there's actually 3 in the line. I believe Trevor carries all 3 of them. There's Show Off, which is the largest, Show Off Starlet, which is the medium size, and then there's Show Off Sugar Baby, which is the smaller version. But all of them are just loaded with flowers, great foliage when they're not in bloom, and the deer do not like them at all. Potentilla, I don't know, when I was a kid, we moved several times. Every time my mom had to do a new landscape, she always put potentilla in. That was kind of her go-to. It was easy, it was drought resistant. She liked the looks of the white flowers. So as soon as my husband and I bought our first home, here she pulls up in her station wagon with a bunch of potentilla in the back. I didn't have the heart to tell her I was kind of sick of it. So I ended up with yellow potentilla in the front yard of my first house. I don't have any right now. But Spring Meadow Nursery in the Proven Winter line, we have the white, we have two colors of pink. There's a yellow, of course, and then we have a brand new orange that is very attractive. So, but potentilla, very low maintenance shrub. Just give it a little prune to get rid of any dead things in the fall. In the spring, kind of shape it up, and it will do really, really good for you. It doesn't mind a hard winter either. So Calicarpa. In my previous life, before I started selling plants, I was at Hope College. I'm sure a lot of you here in Illinois always know about Hope College. I ran their hospitality department, and outside my office, I had bushes of Calicarpa, and I just loved the berries, and I would always cut them in the fall and put them on my desk and just always enjoyed them. So this one is Pearl Glam. We have a new one in the line called Bubble Up. And this one is a really, really pretty blue-green foliage. And then it does flower, it has white flowers. And then in the fall, you get these great berries that literally look like they're artificial. They are just so pretty. Great for cut flower growers. Great to make a little arrangement in your home. Just a really nice plant. It does get big though. It's a pretty big plant, so you probably wouldn't want to put a bunch of them. So those plants that I just mentioned is just a small sampling of what is actually in the deer-proof line. Those are the ones that are here available at Woldhuis Farm. So that's why I highlighted those. A lot of people will say, yeah, I really want to do hydrangeas. Well, I'm always a person who says, well, go for it. There are some things that you can do. There is deer repellent spray. You can buy it at garden centers. Amazon sells it. It does work, but you have to use a lot of it. And it smells really bad. So, you know, if there's something that you've gotten and you just love it and you don't want the deer to get it, then I would suggest trying the deer repellent spray and see. After a while, the deer will learn. You know, if they try something enough and it smells or tastes nasty, eventually they will learn, oh yeah, I don't want to eat that bush. Some people do go as far as getting motion sensors, that the deer walk up and like a bright light comes on or a horn goes off or something that would annoy the deer. Those work, but after a while the deer are like, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. I got your number. I got your number. Nothing's gonna happen to me. There's an old wives' tale about spreading human hair around. That does not work. Please do not do that. It can be bad for the environment. It can also, wildlife can get into it, and we just really discourage putting human hair around your plants. Irish Spring, believe it or not, that is an actual fact. If you shave Irish Spring around the base of your plants, the deer will stay away from it. That smell is so pungent. The downside to that is that every time it rains, you have to go out there and do it again. And if you have your windows open and the breeze is coming from the right direction, your house is gonna smell like Irish Spring. And I don't know how you feel about Irish Spring, but no, I'm not gonna have that smell at my house. So, and then along with the motion sensors, we've known people to install like water sprayers. I don't know about you all, but with gas at $4 a gallon, I don't have time to do it, or I don't have the money to set up water sprayers to scare off my deer, but that is something that people have done. So those were all deer proof, okay? Those are the ones that we say the deer are very rarely gonna touch. We also have the next level down, which is deer resistant. And these are going to be rated sometimes damaged by deer. Understanding that they will eat anything if they're hungry enough. But there's some really good varieties, and this is pretty close to an inclusive list, but not 100%. Butterfly bush, Buddleia, that has a lot of deer resistance. They're not quick to go to the butterfly bush. And I love butterfly bushes. Clethra, that is a very fragrant shrub with white sticks of flowers that smells really good, like a spicy smell. Ninebark or Deervilla. Nine bark is an excellent shrub. I always recommend it to people who've never landscaped before and are maybe putting in a new yard. Durevilla is drought tolerant, it's hardy, it can handle a winter, it can handle very bad soil, it doesn't need to be pruned. We have 7 varieties of Durevilla in our line, and they're all different colors, so you can get red, black, orange, chartreuse, green. There's just a lot of variety with Durevilla, and they're all different sizes also. So Durevilla, I think, is just a great plant for someone with not a lot of gardening experience, and who also doesn't want to have to fuss with a shrub. You just plant it and you can kind of forget about it. Dogwood, who doesn't love a good dogwood plant? That can be deer resistant. False cypress is, I can't say the Latin word for it. I'll try Camiociperus. So like a gold mop shrub that's golden with lots of wispy fronds. That's what a false cypress is. Itea, such as a little Henry or Fizzy Mizzy. Lonicera, that would be like your honeysuckle vine. The deer aren't quick to hit that. Philadelphus or a mock orange. That's a great plant with white flowers and it smells like citrus. The blooms are really fragrant. That one, the leaves are kind of tough on that and the deer don't like it. Sambucus or elderberry. Spirea, Spirea is another plant like a Durevilla. It's just super hardy. Plant it, don't really have to do much to it, and there's so many colors available with foliage, flowers, and the deer do tend to leave that alone. Lilac, kind of along the lines of the forsythia. Everyone loves lilac in the spring. Viburnum, this would be some of the other viburnum varieties that aren't deer-proof. And then Weigela. So kind of going along the bottom here, this is a Spirea. This is our Bloomerang Ballet, which blooms all summer long. It's one of the first lilacs to bloom all summer long. This is another lilac. This is Kodiak Jet Black. Very attractive shrub. And then a Weigela. And then the white flowers, that's the mock orange. And on the end, that one is the Sambucus or an elderberry plant. So there are other options that you can put that the deer will tend to leave alone. With Proven Winners Color Choice, all of our deer-proof plants, not the deer-resistant, but the deer-proof plants, they are in the white buckets with 2 panels. One says the Proven Winners and the other panels say deer-proof. So that's how you can identify the plant when you're walking through the garden center, that's in the deer-proof line. And this, of course, is a forsythia. The middle one is a microbiota that's called Celtic Pride. And then on the end, that's a boxwood.